Hello everybody. Today in 1824 Samuel Plimsoll was born. He worked in shipping and then eventually became an MP. And when he did, he started a campaign to make ships safer. And he promoted the idea that a line should be drawn around the base of a ship so that the water should not rise higher than that when the ship was at sea. This was because a lot of ships had been overloaded, some of them with people. Some of the ships taking Irish migrants to America, they were known as coffin ships because people had piled onto them and then they never got there and numerous lives were lost. But it was also subsequently, a bit later than that, merchants who filled their ships with goods beyond the point that was safe. And occasionally sailors would refuse to man the ships because they realised it wasn't safe. But what was needed was some legislation to make sure that the ships were not overloaded. And so the Plimsoll line, eventually as a result of his campaigning, was adopted in 1875. And in case you're wondering, as I did, how the shoe called a Plimsoll got its name, the answer is that the same red line as was round the bottom of a ship originally went round the gap between the sole and the top of the Plimsoll, and so it was thought that this was a bit like a Plimsoll line, and so they got their name like that. Overloading a ship didn't do it any good, and I just thought today it was worth checking whether my Plimsoll line was below or above the water. You know, sometimes there are just too many things in our minds, too many things worrying us, too many things bearing down upon us that we feel that we're sinking beneath it all. And sometimes we can just get rid of some of that load. Sometimes we can't. Sometimes it's just so important to us that we're prepared to run the risk of being overburdened. But sometimes we allow things to get on top of us, things which actually don't need to be our concern, or things which don't have to be our concern today, or things which we can share with other people and therefore have less concern about them because it's shared. There are nearly always ways with some of the things that burden us of sharing that burden and diminishing it or postponing it, none of which are bad things, all of which are good things if they help us to deal with the more important things in our life without feeling the extra stress. So today I thought I'd just check my Plimsoll line, make sure that I wasn't being burdened beyond what was going to make me effective as a person, and to try and find ways of distributing over the future or with other people some of the burdens that threaten to overwhelm me, if that's at all possible. And so maybe you'd like to do the same, so that Samuel Plimsoll might be doing us all a favour, and not just those who travelled in the ships that would otherwise have sunk.